This is episode 190 of Southern Gospel Now. It's your weekly look at what's going on in Southern gospel music. I'm Greg Goodman. Our program is made possible by Daywind.com, where you'll find Southern gospel CDs, soundtracks, and Christian products. Change is coming to Greater Vision. The group recently shared the following message in their email newsletter. After many weeks of prayer, discussion, and seeking God's direction for his future, John Epley informed us last week that he would be leaving his position with Greater Vision. Rodney Griffin, Chris Allman, and I fully support John's decision, and we join him in believing God has a great plan for his life in the days and years ahead, states group founder Gerald Wolfe. He is like family to us and always will be. We know his multiple talents and abilities will open many doors of opportunity for him. We ask that you join us in praying for God's clear direction for him. John will tour with Greater Vision through the end of February. Gerald, Rodney, and Chris will begin the search for someone to fill the baritone position. They say, we believe God is already preparing that person, so we ask you to pray with us that we would be sensitive to his leading as we make this important decision. Change is in store for the Dixie Echoes. The group currently is accepting auditions and demos for the tenor vocalist position. Buddy Bates has announced that he will be leaving that role. The Kingdom Heirs are gearing up for their 40th season at the Dollywood theme park, but it will look a little different than it has in the past. Dennis Murphy explains.
Hey, I want to take a brief moment and shed a little light on our future plans at Dollywood as we begin our 40th consecutive year at the park, beginning March 14th. It'll be a completely different year for us, as we'll be absent from Dollywood from June 7th through the better part of July. But listen, we're taking advantage of this situation by booking a limited summer tour, which will be taking us to places we've been unable to visit for quite some time, especially up north. Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio used to be a regular thing for us until our winter tour was limited to only 6 weeks. If you are interested in checking our availability, please contact me via email at dennis@kingdomheirs.com.
Paul Lancaster was a loved member of the Booth Brothers. When he stepped away in early 2021, he explains that his place was at home with his family after the passing of his wife, Michelle.
My youngest son was 15, had 3 boys. I was a single parent. He wasn't able to drive himself to school yet. And then I was just kind of an emotional mess, right? And so I had to come home and actually go through the process of falling apart for a while and yet try to be there for my son. We got him driving with God is Healing in Time. The end of that year, 22, God just threw it in my lap. The Guardians called and said, would I like the job? And I'm like, yes. Had me at hello, I love Pat Barker and John Rousey and Scott, and it's an incredible team and a dream. And even though I thought I was going to retire with the Booth Brothers, that was my original plan. God had other plans, and I love it here.
Paul Lancaster has been with the Guardians for 2 years, but he's just now being featured on a radio single. Listen for Kick Up Your Heels and Sing, featuring Paul. It's been a few months now since the Freemans put out their new album, Unbroken. Southern gospel fans are acquainted with Kalen Freeman, the son of Daryl and Chris Freeman. He drummed for the group during his youth. The group members discuss Kalen's involvement in the production of Unbroken.
Really and truly, I was shocked how much he was involved because he hadn't been on the road really with us full time, the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
and I thought he forgot about the studio stuff. Daryl said he's going to engineer. I said, are you sure?
Are you sure? Can we afford him?
He got in there and you did so well.
Well, thank you. I've done engineering on other albums previously, but this time there was just a different vibe, and I really had a lot of fun doing not just the studio part, but working with Dad on the actual production of the vocals and a little bit of the music. Super fun time tracking.
Tim Menzies just released his new video of the song, What Are You Waiting For? He tells us what you can expect from it.
In the video, I'm standing alone on the front steps of a church on a beautiful, clear day. Just me with the guitar, lyrically addressing the human tendency to procrastinate before surrendering to God. The lyric reminds the listener about Noah's Ark and how even now storm clouds are gathering. Towards the end of the song, the lyric then reminds the listener that Jesus could come down here before I strike my next chord. The video concludes with me using those front porch steps, not as a stopping place, but those steps become a means to enter the front door of the church and join the body of Christ. As a result of Jesus' sacrifice on the cross, The church door is open and available to all who would enter.
You can view that video of What Are You Waiting For by Tim Menzies on YouTube. Daniel Ashmore recently joined the Lefevre Quartet as their bass vocalist. He shares some thoughts on the group's current hit, Things We Cannot Change.
When I think of the song, The Things We Cannot Change, I think about life and how quickly things can change. 1 minute you're on the mountaintop, the next minute you're in the valley, and you don't know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to change. A loved one may get cancer. Your car breaks down on you. You have no means to pay for it. Your best friend may let you down. Your government will let you down. People will let you down. Through all of that, there's one who doesn't change. It's the same one who created this world. He's not changed a bit. He's still God. He still can help you in your situation. So no matter what you're going through, just remember, through the things you can't change, there's one you can run to that will never change.
The latest tune from Mark Bishop is one that took years of observation to write. Mark expounds on that.
You know, the longer that I live, the more I'm able to look back and see instances where God was creating something in my life, and at the time I didn't even know it was happening. There were lots of times I didn't like it. I'm sure I was complaining. Maybe I had other plans. Sometimes it feels like you're going one step forward and two steps back. But then in hindsight, when I look back, and this has happened to me years later, I see that if I had had my way, that other good thing that happened wouldn't have happened if I'd got what I wanted to begin with. And that's kind of where the song We Made a Lovely Tapestry comes from.
We're in the week of Valentine's Day. Jeff and Shuri Easter are one of our favorite Southern gospel couples. They discuss what has strengthened their marriage over the years.
I think the whole answer for anything that's good about our relationship is communication. I really do, because Jeff and I could not be more different. We literally are different humans. Our brains are different. Our behaviors are different, but we like a lot of the same things. And we both enjoy drama-free, peaceful, it's joyful. We like to laugh. You know, so that's kind of what we get up every morning looking for. We both like old things, like going to antiques, flea markets. We like old junk, you know, and so there's a lot of commonality in the things that we enjoy.
Bill and Gloria are some of our dearest friends, and Bill told me one time, he said, you know, it came a time in our marriage to where, you know, I would say something sharp toward Gloria, she'd say something sharp toward me, and one day they decided to say, you know what, let's just be nice to each other.
Yeah.
And when he told me that, I'm like, well, that's a daily reminder. You know, it's very disciplined.
Anything that we've ever had a disagreement about, it's either the lack of communication from one or the other of us, or either it's something stupid like I'm hungry, or I didn't get any sleep last night, or it's just really easy things to fix.
Great advice for all of us. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. Time for a look at the top songs of the week from the Power 50 chart.
Number 5.
Come on, let's go to that land. Tribute Quartet.
Come on, come on, come on, all aboard, let's go to that land. Number 4.
When It's Gone for Good. Gold City.
It's as good as gone when it's gone for good. Number 3.
Grateful for the Gospel. Brian Free and Assurance.
I'm grateful for the gospel. It stood the test of time. Number 2.
Things We Cannot Change. The Lefevre Quartet.
Through the things we cannot change. Number 1.
You'll Find Him There. Ernie Haas and Signature Sound.
Hear a still small voice that gently fills the air. You'll find him there. You'll find him there. You'll find him there.
Congratulations to Ernie Haas and Signature Sound for 4 weeks at number 1 with You'll Find Him There. All 190 episodes of Southern Gospel Now are available wherever you find podcasts, or you can listen at southerngospelnow.com. Our broadcast is made possible in part by southerngospelprizes.com. Currently giveaways from Scotty Inman and the Kramers that you can register for at southerngospelprizes.com. I'm Greg Goodman. Thank you for joining me. Love your neighbor. I'll see you next week with more Southern Gospel news on Southern Gospel Now.